which expression is equivalent to 5 to the power of negative 1 divided by 5 to the power of negative 1. Okay, the original problem, begin by copying that. When we're dividing, we have the same base. We will actually subtract the exponents. So I'm going to start with the numerator. I got 5 to the power of negative 1, and then I will subtract the power from the bottom, which is actually also a negative 1. But please recall, anytime you have a negative like this, it's really going to switch to a positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and switch this to a big old addition sign. And so 5 to the negative 1 plus 1 actually would simplify as 5 to the power of 0. But like in our last example, anything that has an exponent of 0, regardless of the base, that means this can change. But if you have an exponent of 0, it's always in fact 1. Okay, let me move this down a little. Okay, so let's start with the original problem. We have 6 to the power of negative 7 divided by 6. Recall that anytime you have a base and the exponent is not there, you can give it a 1. And the reason I would suggest you write this is a common misconception is some people think it's a 0, and that's in fact false. So 6 to the negative 7 divided by 6 to the positive 1 would result in 6 to the power of negative 7 subtract 1. And a negative 7 minus 1 is 6 to the power of negative 8. And since we have that, we can pick that and we can move on. All right, to our last example for dealing with division. I'm going to change it up slightly on you. Again, original problem, so we got 6 to the power of negative 6 divided by 6 to the power of 2. We are dividing. We do have the same base of 6 on top, 6 on bottom, and we subtract the exponents. So I would write the numerator first, 6 to the power of negative 6, and I will subtract the 2 on the bottom. A negative 6 minus 2 results in 6 to the power of negative 8. We don't see that there, so we're going to go a step further. Please recall that any number, in this case 6, can be turned into a fraction by putting it over 1. And like we did with multiplying, that any time that you have a negative exponent in the numerator, by moving it to its reciprocal position, or the denominator, that will switch this negative exponent to make it a positive. So 6 goes down, negative 8 exponent switches to a positive 8, and then we'll mark the numerator with a 1. So 1 over 6 to the power of 8. And like I said with multiplying, typically when this exponent is larger than 3, they're not going to have you figure out what 6 times 6 8 times is going to give you. So 1 over 6 to the power of 8 is clearly the answer right here. And that's it for division.